Krishna Guru.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all the assembled devotees. So let us start our session with prayers to Shri Radha Govinda and our Guru Parampara and move on with our discussion for chapter 8. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Ganamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalitam Shri Vishakhanvitamscha हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरंगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरूपस्य च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय शिल प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु महाराज की जय गुरु परंपरा की जय षड गोस्वामी की जय नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all the assembled devotees. There was a gap for a week. Let us see if the key points what we discussed from chapter 8, how many of them are recollecting it. Some of the key points let us discuss. Who is to start with some of the key points discussed last session? Wish to see some hands raised. Today Kalpana Mataji, due to some personal reason, she has not joined. Jyoti Gupta Mataji, you want to start? Some of the key points what we discussed. For clues, the screen is already here.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I will not be able.
Oh, you were not there in the
Right.
last class?
Last class, I was there, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So can you...
I don't have my notebook or anything with me, Prabhuji. I'm traveling today, Prabhuji. I'm in Jagannath Puri.
Okay. Hari Bol, pray for all of us.
Yes,
Shivakumar
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, you want to add something from our last class?
Yes, Prabhuji. Arjuna asked the questions for to know what is Brahman, what is Adhyatma, and Krishna replied, Brahman is a living entities, and Adhyatma is their original spirituality. Their Swarupa Nitya Krishna. And the how to remember. Arjuna asked how to remember you at the death, at the time of ultimate death. Yeah, Krishna replied for that question. Antyakalacha Mameva. Now, if we practice throughout the life with this devotional service, we can easily remember Krishna at that time. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Remembering Krishna at the time of death is very important and key point we discussed last session. So anybody else wish to add? Chandayada Mataji, you want to add anything? Any key points from our last session?
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Prabhu.
Prabhu.
Yeah.
Though I was traveling 8th chapter, so I remember the question asked by Krishna, and in which he was talking about the Atma, the Brahman, and in which Adhyatma was explained, and then Adhibhuta and Adhi Deva and Adhi Yajna.
Yeah.
So these three I remember. And
Yes. Good, Mataji. Let us give chance to others. Anybody else wish to add?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhu, like when we do meditation and yoga, we are also moving towards Krishna, but it is a long process.
Yeah.
And it is an artificial process. But when we are engaged in devotional service, remembrance of Krishna comes naturally, because whatever we do, we are doing it for Krishna in the inner service.
Yeah.
And that gives us a permanent solution to this cycle of birth and death.
Good. Thanks for the bringing up these points. So what basically we understood is the importance of remembering Krishna at the time of death is one thing. And secondly, when we want to remember Krishna, how do we remember Krishna? In what forms we have to remember Krishna? This is one very important thing we discussed from Shloka 8.9, which says, Kavim Purana Manusha Sitaram Anor Aniyam Samanusmaredyaha Sarvasya Dataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parasat. So this is a very important shloka which clearly says how do we remember Krishna. It says that one should meditate upon the Supreme Lord as one who knows everything, as one who is the oldest. He is the source of all the sources, right? Even he is the source of Brahma, who is the creator of this universe. And he is the controller of everything. Krishna is the supreme controller. And he can be the smallest of smaller or biggest of bigger. And he maintains everybody in this, every living entity in this universe. And he is beyond this material consumption. And one more important thing is Krishna, with our material knowledge, mental speculation, we can never conceive. He is inconceivable. We can never understand Krishna. And as said, our Acharya says, don't try to understand Krishna. Rather, serve in such a way that don't try to see Krishna. Rather, serve in such a way that Krishna sees you. Yeah. And one more important thing from this sloka is, he is the person. He is not formless. Krishna is the person, and in his personal form, we have to remember the Lord in Tribangi form. We need to remember, and he is the luminous like sun and beyond the modes of material nature. He is the one who controls even the material nature. So these are the things when we remember Krishna, these are the things which should come into our mind. And we also discussed about different ways. We discussed about Yoga Mishra Bhakti, right? So different ways of remembering Krishna. And now through this further session, we will discuss about pure devotional service, that is Kevala Bhakti Yogena. Krishna, and we will try to compare the Yoga Mishra Bhakti as well as the pure devotional service. And also in this chapter, we also compare the material world and the spiritual world and touch upon the glories of the Supreme Abode, where we all want to go back. We need to understand where we are going back, right? So that is thing. And this chapter concludes by giving the supremacy of devotion, the Bhakti Yoga, over all other paths discussed in this chapter. Okay. So I saw Nitasha Mataji raising the hand. You
Yeah,
want to add anything,
Prabhuji.
Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, I just wanted to share one experience of remembering Krishna, right? So if you remember Krishna throughout your life, even at the time of death, if you cannot remember Krishna, Krishna remembers you. So
Yes.
I will tell you one example of my uncle Prabhuji. He was a devotee all his life. He was always in the association of devotees, always doing bhajan, etc. In the last days of his life, he had cancer, Prabhuji, right? So 8 months he was completely, as in from a very healthy person, he suddenly deteriorated. But in the last few days, he was not in his consciousness. He was completely unconscious. But whenever he woke up, right, he used to ask, matlab, the nurses in the hospital used to get scared because whenever he woke up, he used to ask him, am I still alive? I can see Vithoba Rakumai. Am I still here? I can see Vithoba Rakumai, right? That was proof that even if he couldn't, God was remembering him. I mean, that was one example that has stayed with me, Prabhuji. So I thought I'll share.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mataji. So one thing we need to understand from all these things is the process is right. The process is correct. Whatever Prabhupada has given is right. We need not have to have any doubt about this process. So whatever happens, what is important for all of us is to hold on to this process. At least whatever happens after we leave this body, but when we are following this process, we are living a very meaningful life, right? So let us continue this, what Prabhupada has given us. And we will further now go to the next section, section 4, which talks about pure devotional service, remembrance of Krishna through bhakti. And what it says, as even Mataji just shared, by constant engagement in devotional service, one who undeviatedly remember Krishna easily attain the Lord abode, far from this miserable material world. So we will also have a little description of the material world, which is said as Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. So we will discuss on that. So when we are discussing about pure devotional service, the beautiful shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam always comes to my mind is Canto 1, Chapter 2, Shloka 6. This talks about Savai Pumsa Paro Dharmo Yato Bhakti Adokshaje Ahituki Apratiyata Yayatma Suprasiddhati. This shloka, please read. Go back, refer and read. There is lot of things is there in this shloka. Though it's 4-line shloka, this talks about what is our Paramadharma. And it talks about what makes our soul happy. We are all looking out for happiness. His Holiness Radhanath Swami says, right from the ant, the smallest of the ant to the Brahma is looking for happiness. Yeah. And we are looking for happiness, and that happiness comes from the Paramadharma. What is Paramadharma is service, and how that service should be. Ahituki apratiyatha. That is unmotivated and uninterrupted till the last breath of our life. We should continuously, consistently, we have to engage in devotional service. So this is a very important and a very nice shloka. Now knowing this, what is stopping us? Yeah. Two things we continue to suffer in this material world, life after birth, birth after birth, birth after birth, life after life. Why are we struggling? Two important things. We have discussed this many times. Two important things is our sense enjoying propensities and material attachments. Right? Who is the master of this body?
Lord Krishna.
Yes, Lord Krishna is the master of the body. Any other answers?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, soul.
Yes, Prabhu. So I asked the question is, who is the master of this body? So the analogy what Prabhupada gives is of a king and a landlord. We are the landlord. We are the master of this body. But Krishna is also residing within our heart. He is the master of all the bodies. Yeah. King is the master of the entire kingdom, and we are the master of that particular, we are the landlords of that particular body. So we are the master of this body, but how are we living? We have become servants of this body. We have become servants of our senses. We always want to please our body and senses, right? And in fact, even in reality, I was just thinking, we have become like that. One day, if the maids are not coming, we are on our knees, right? So instead of we becoming master, we are becoming servant of our body and senses. What is the way out for this? Out of this situation? There is a beautiful sloka reference from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Sloka 7. It says, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayayatsu Vairagyam Jnana Chamsya Ahitukim. So this, what it says is, by constantly engaging in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Lord Godhead, Krishna, we immediately get this knowledge that we are not the master, we are the servants of the Lord, we are not the controller, Krishna is the controller, we are not the enjoyer of this body and senses, Krishna is the enjoyer. With this knowledge, what happens is the detachment for this material world will start coming within us. Only through this detachment we can get attached to Krishna and his devotees. So with this, let us move to a very important section of devotional service. I request some hands raised for the shloka recitation and translation. Yeah. Shanti Sudesh Mataji, you can start with the shloka.
Hare Krishna. Ananya Cheta Satatam Yomam Smarati Nityasaha Tasyaham Sulabha Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaha.
Thank you, Mataji. Shivakumar Prabhu, you want to read the translation?
Yes, bro. For one who always remembers me without devotion, I am easy to obtain. I am easy to obtain ocean of Pratha because of his constant engagement in devotional service. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. So this verse explains the destination attained by the unalloyed devotees who are engaging in devotional service. Here, one of the important thing to attain the Supreme Lord's abode, what is important? Ananya Cheta, that is without deviation of our mind. We have to be fixed up. And then it also talks about the Jnana Yogis, Karma Yogis, Ashtanga Yogis. What is the difference between somebody who has fixed up in devotional service and all these three yogis? What is the difference? Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Ashtanga Yogis. They are also trying to remember Krishna through various
Love and
methods. What
affection
is the
towards
difference? Sorry, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In devotional service, there is love and affection towards Lord, and is reciprocation between Lord and the devotee.
Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Prabhu.
in devotion, we are directly connected to Lord Krishna, where the other way is the only we are trying to learn the way to reach there.
Okay. Good try. Any other answer?
Yeah. Prabhuji, in the other ways, one is the process has to be followed perfectly, and even if a little failure happens, then you will have to restart the process all over again. However, in bhakti, whatever you do gets carried forward to your next life.
Okay. Good try. Any
Others
other try? I'm looking for
Hare
I'm
Krishna,
looking for one particular answer.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Mataji.
They all are not associated with the devotional service.
Okay. What more?
Hare
Any
Krishna.
other try?
Prabhuji, may I speak?
Please, Mataji.
In Kali Yuga, all those other forms of yoga are not advised What is advised directly by the Lord is Bhakti Yoga, which is simple to practice. We can just do it in a while fulfilling our daily duties and our obligations without particular effort. This can be done all the time, whether we are doing jap on the mala or whether the Lord Krishna's mantra and his thought is going through our heads all the time. So that way, it's a simple way the Lord has indicated for us who are now reduced human beings. We don't have the caliber of the earlier times. And so today we are in a position to be able to do this and reach the Lord very simply at the end of this life, not wait for many, many janmas.
Yeah. Nice answer,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
If we ask how Bhakti Yoga is superior to all the other things, your answer is perfectly right. I'm just looking for one simple difference, how this is how Bhakti Yoga is different from all other thing. Somebody wanted to add?
Yes, Prabhu, shall I try?
Yes, Mataji.
In Bhakti Yoga, there is no expectation, Prabhu.
Exactly.
He
Yes.
does not desire anything.
Yes. Yes. This is exactly what I was looking for. Bhakti Yoga, it is Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. Yeah, we are doing everything, but we have no expectation for anything for ourselves. We always want to do everything for the pleasure of the Lord. Whereas all other paths, they have some or the other expectation of doing such processes. Yeah. And what is the significance? We have discussed this before, I believe. Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyata. Why this 3 times it is emphasized? What is the significance of emphasizing 3 times? Level 1, we realized emphasizing 3 times gives so much importance for this that Harer Nama is the only Kevalam. This answer we all know from level 1. What is the other significance? Any try?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes,
So
Mata.
it is emphasizing it is the hardcore truth. So it is told 3 times that no other way, no other way, no other way.
Yeah. Yeah, that is what we learned in level 1. What more? So I'll just tell
Prabhu,
who is that? Yeah, any answers?
Prabhu, the ultimate aim of the Vedas is to know Krishna.
Yeah.
And the simplest process is to chant the Hare Krishna mantra.
Yeah. So
That is the essence of it.
Yeah. So the significance of these 3 is like one of the Mataji said here that in Kali Yuga, neither Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga will work. The easiest way is Bhakti Yoga. So that is the significance of Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama Kevalam. 3 times it is being told. Yeah. And I said here, one who does such devotion, attaining Lord is Sulabha. It is mentioned in this sloka. Easiest way compared to all other practices, processes. Bhakti Yoga is the easiest way because doing our daily routines, keeping Krishna in center, it could be brahmachari, grihastha, anybody, any order of social order, they can engage in devotional service and go back to Krishna. And one more aspect Prabhupada brings in this sloka through his purport is the Lord is inclined, is merciful to all, but inclined to his devotees. And even in chapter 10, sloka 10.10, it says, Dadadi buddhi yogam tam. That is, one who have surrendered to the Lord gives such devotee sufficient intelligence to progress further in Krishna consciousness. So as we might have experienced when we have come into this Krishna consciousness many times, when we are in bewildered state within our heart, we will get that path, how we have to progress further. So God is always inclined towards his devotees, is what we learn. Let us now move to the next sloka. Santoshi Bopana Mataji, you want to read the sloka?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam mashashvatam napnuvanti mahatmanaha samsiddhim paramam gataha. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Praveen K. Prabhu, can you please read this for us? Praveen K. Prabhu, are you there? Or we'll move to Shweta Mataji. Can you please read this for us?
मैं पढ़ूं प्रभु जी? Can I?
Yeah, I'll give you a chance, Mataji. I just wanted to know. See, we don't know behind camera who are there, who are not there. One of the reason I pick randomly is to know the devotees are all there, attentively listening, participating in the class. Akshita Reddy Mataji, can you please read this for us?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
After attaining me, the great souls, who are yogis in devotion, never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest purpose.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So when not talking, please keep the thing on mute. Yeah. So here, the definition of our material world is said as Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This material world is full of misery, hypocrisy. Yeah. And we are all entangled in birth, death, old age, and disease. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. And even the worst thing is, most of us are not even know, they don't even realize that this material world is Dukkhalayam. They're all in their own world enjoying the life. They think there is one world, one life, let's enjoy. 90% you reach out, you ask people, they don't even realize that is the ignorance of Kali Yuga. Yeah. They don't even know what is the purpose of their life. Sleeping, eating, mating, and defending is the purpose of most of us. Even animals do the same thing. Then what is the difference? Yeah. Only in a human body, we can rise to a realization that Atato Brahma Jignasa, we are not this only body, we are spirit, soul, and there is some higher purpose. And there is a beautiful sloka reference about this material world from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Sloka 10, which says, Prayenalpayusa Sabhya Kalo Asti Yuge Jana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagyahi Upadrita. It says, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, the men are short-lived. They are always lazy, misguided, quarrelsome, unlucky, and always disturbed. Yeah, this is where we are. This is where we need to be, birth after birth. Yeah, knowing this knowledge, we need to put all our endeavors to break free from this prison and move out, right? And Srila Prabhupada has given us the path. Srila Prabhupada says, chanting 16 rounds attentively, offenselessly, and following 4 regulative principles, I will take you back to Godhead. Prabhupada has given us this guarantee. But how many of us are seriously taking this guarantee and moving further? And it is also said, this life is the preparation for the final exam. And the final exam is death. At the time of death, can we remember Krishna is the question paper in front of us. And what we do all our life will be able to answer that question paper nicely. Most of us might have experienced, at least I have experienced, all my life, all my exams I have written, is just by studying 1 or 2 days before the exam. Yeah, we all know we have to we have to face the exam, but most of them are enjoying their time during their college days, and just before exam they take, and the results are also like that, right? Who are the toppers are the ones who prepare the entire curriculum, and that is how we have to take our life very seriously and prepare. We always think we have another 20, 30, 40 years in our hand. There is no urgency for our spiritual growth. That urgency is what we need to bring in our Krishna consciousness practice. There's a beautiful story from Mahabharata where one of the Praja comes to see Yudhishthira, the Maharaja. Okay, and Yudhishthira at the fag end of the day is too tired, and he gives a message that come tomorrow and I will hear your problem. There was a practice in the palace. If something very good happens, there is a big bell and they ring the bell. So Bhima, hearing to this, Bhima runs to that bell and rings this bell. Yudhishthira asks him, what happened? What is good news? So Bhima says, my brother Yudhishthira has won over death. He has assured to ask one Praja to come tomorrow that he will hear. Yeah, that is when Yudhishthira realized the mistake what he did. Yeah, nobody can guarantee do we have tomorrow or not. So Prabhupada has given us that chanting 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles. I will go back to Krishna. We don't know how much time we have. So complete your chanting first thing in the morning. Coming to Bhakti Shastri, the minimum standard is to follow 4 regulative principles and chant in 16 rounds. Now, how do we further progress from here? All my previous levels, I used to encourage participants to reach minimum 16 rounds. But in Bhakti Shastri, what should I encourage? Is to complete your 16 round first thing in the morning and then start your material activities. So that way what is happening? Our 24 hours, how do we plan? Attentive quality chanting of 2 hours or 1 hour, 45 minutes, whatever time, depends on the next 22 hours how we have lived. If we have lived enjoying our senses, material attachment, away from Krishna consciousness practices, the same thing will come next day morning when you start your chanting. Your mind is always wandering. Yeah, it is interlinked. Now, when you do a quality japa, the next 22 hours is taken care. Yeah. Hope you are trying to understand this example, what I am trying to say. This 22 hours, how you live, ensures the quality japa. The quality japa ensures your next 22 hours. It is interlinked. So we should always leave our 24 hours linking Krishna in center and leave all our activities. Yeah, this is Krishna consciousness for all of us. These are all key takeaways. Please make notes and try to live your life in this. That way we can all fix up in Krishna consciousness and progress.
Oh, Prabhuji, I want to say something.
Yes,
One
ma'am.
day, I was so exhausted. There was no energy to chant. So, on my phone, in my phone, I saw Prabhupada saying that one clipping is there. If you are not able to chant 16 rounds, don't sleep, don't eat.
Yes.
It gave me so motivation. It was really amazing, Prabhuji. By hearing that, I don't know from where I got the energy and completed.
Yes, Mataji.
It's
So,
great. That video I have saved to see it again and again.
yes. Yes. So Prabhupada is living through this instruction. Prabhupada is living through the books. Yeah. Once Prabhupada asked one of his disciple that did you study the books? He said, yes, I read. Prabhupada said, no, I'm asking you, did you study? He says, yes, Prabhupada, I read the book. He bangs his hand on the table and says, not reading, you have to study. There is a difference between study and reading. Yeah, you read newspapers, but if you want to get the realization, you have to study Srila Prabhupada books. Prabhupada lives through this. Yeah, that is the importance. So we will touch on this aspect as we progress. So we will move further. So the next sloka, Chanda Mataji, you want to read this sloka? It's a very nice sloka.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. आब्रह्मभुवनालोकाः पूर्णावर्तिनो अर्जुन मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. So, who wish to, all others are reciting sloka. Karna Mataji, can you please recite, read the translation for us?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest are the places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So, which is the highest planet in the material world?
Vaikuntha Loka, Prabhuji.
Bapre, who is that? Material world, Mataji. Vaikunta is spiritual.
Brahmaloka.
Yes. So Brahmaloka, highest platform, Brahmaloka, which is also known as Satyaloka. From this loka, what we are trying to understand is even one attains the highest material platform of Brahmaloka, or one who attains heavenly planets like Chandraloka, Indraloka, even they are subjected to birth and death. They also have to come back to this material world. And in fact, one of the best part of this material world compared to the heavenly planets, what is that? Even it is said that demigods in heavenly planets do tapasya to come to this material world. So one way this material world is even superior than these heavenly planets. Why?
Because here, if we perform a devotional service, we can go back to Godhead, Prabhuji.
Yes. So here you can perform devotional service. Why you can't perform devotional service in heavenly planets?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mata.
Because in the heavenly planets there is more opulence, so they won't get that motivation to perform devotional service until we have that poking. we still it's hard for us to work on it.
Yes, Mataji. It is absolutely right. It looks like something a statement, but you can see yourself, your intensity within you to pray to Krishna will come when you are in deep trouble. When things are all fine, okay, you do your practice, but that intensity is never there. I was listening to one of the brahmacharis' experience. They had gone for some yatra. They had gone for some yatra to some hill station, some temple, and they were coming down. Suddenly the vehicle brake failed and it is rolling down. All the devotees started reciting Narsimha Arti. Somehow, by the mercy of Narsimha, finally this somehow it got into control. It hit some tree and it stopped. With minor injuries, everybody got saved. And that brahmachari was telling his experience. That is the best Narsimha Arti he did in his life. Nor before, nor after. Yeah. So, this material world, once you realize that this is Dukkalam Ashashvatam and this is not the place for me, I have to leave this place as soon as possible. That urgency, when it comes, then the intensity is there, and then you can do a proper devotional service. Now we are moving to the last section of this chapter, section 5. This compares the material and spiritual world and glories of the supreme abode. And what we try to understand from this is the material world is continuously getting created and destroyed. Yeah, continuously it is changing. Nothing is permanent here. Beyond this material world, there is an ocean of creation and destruction lies the Krishna's abode, where he is present and he can be attained only by unalloyed devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So this is the section we are going to touch upon. So it is only translation here. Jyoti Mataji, you wish to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together form the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. At the beginning of the Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state, and thereafter, when the night falls, they are merged into the unmanifest again. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So we all know there are 4 yugas, right? Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga. So how many years is Kali Yuga? Level 1 question.
4,32,000.
Yes,
32.
4,32. Good. You remember, memory is good. And how many years is Dwapara Yuga?
8,64,000
Yeah,
years.
into 2, and Treta Yuga is into 3, Satya Yuga is into 4, right? So what is the time duration of Brahma one single day? That is 12 hours. What is the Brahma's one day? If you have prepared for this class, read through the purports, you will know.
1,000 cycles of 4 yugas, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. The one kalpa is known as 1,000 cycles of this 4 yuga. I'm not able to comprehend this Kali Yuga 4,32 years itself. It is Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, Treta Yuga, Satya Yuga, all put together into 1,000 cycle is just one day of Brahma. And similarly, there is one night of Brahma. Yeah. And that way, Brahma lives 100 years. To our material timeline, if we put through, it says 311 trillion and 40 billion Earth year. Yeah, it is so huge, isn't it? But when we compare to the eternity, I do not want to go into so many zeros, but what is the lesson we need to understand from this? We want to go back to Krishna, the supreme abode, which is eternal. Compared to that eternal, the Lord Vishnu, just by breathing out, this Brahmanda is creating. Just by breathing in, this is annihilating. Yeah. And to that eternity we want to go. So comparing to what it is totally out of the thing. I'm not able to even understand these numbers, but what I realize is what we are aspiring is something really, really big. And for that, we need to be a lot more serious to the instructions what is been received from our Acharya. If we have to really go back to Krishna in this lifetime, we have to take this process very, very seriously. Even though Brahma has such a long lifetime, the second point what we have to drive from this is even Brahma is not free from birth and death. In this material world, everybody have to go through this birth and death. Now let us move to the next sloka. Manushi Mitra Mataji, you want to read the sloka?
Prabhuji, I'm only being able to see the translation on the screen.
Is it?
I can read the sloka, Prabhuji. This is
Yeah, you can read.
8.16, right?
Yeah, but why only translation is, all others are also able to see only the translation, or sloka is visible?
No, Prabhuji, full screen is visible.
Full screen is there?
Both are visible.
Prabhuji,
Okay,
now I can see the sloka.
Okay.
No, I can't. Just 1 minute, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Can you give me 1 minute? Bhuta grama savayam भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलयते रात्रि आज्ञा में बस पाठ प्रभाहर आगमी. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Praveen K. Prabhu, now you can read the translation.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being. And with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helpless, annihilated. Bhagavadgita 8.1.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says, the person who is trying to be in this material world are compared to as less intelligent people. And these less intelligent people, through various karma kanda activities, they can go to the highest planet, but eventually they have to come back to this material world. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. It says in material world with material body, during the Brahma's day, it manifests and again it unmanifests, it annihilate, right? So there is no break free from this cycle of birth and death. Only the intelligent person, only the intelligent person who is taking Krishna consciousness, taking chanting of holy name, taking the devotional service, will be able to break free from this cycle of birth and death and transfer himself to the spiritual planet in this lifetime only, which is eternally blissful. The material world, what we learned, is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, whereas the spiritual world is eternally blissful. And from the sloka 4.9 Bhagavad Gita, it says, Janma karma chame divyam eva yo veti tattvataha taktva deham punarjanma naiti mam eti so Arjuna. So, one who understands this transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord, his appearance, disappearance, his pastimes, will not take birth in this material world again and attain the eternal abode, will attain that eternal abode which is eternally blissful, is what we understand from this particular sloka. Let us move to the next sloka. Saheli Bose Mataji, you used to read the...
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Bhagavad-Gita 8.20. Parastasmattu bhavo nayo vayakto vaitat sanatana yasa sarveshu bhuteshu yatsu na vinashyati. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Pranam.
Nitasha Mataji, can you please read the translation for us?
Yet there is another nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is.
Yes. So here, the description of Goloka Vrindavana is, we are slightly getting it in Bhagavad Gita, that beyond this material world, material nature, there is another world which is spiritual, transcendental and eternal, which is beyond all the changes of material nature, is what it is said. Material nature, as we discussed, it continues to manifest and unmanifest during the days and nights of Brahma, whereas the spiritual world will never annihilate.
Prabhuji, what is the difference between Vaikuntha Loka and Goloka then?
Yeah, good question, Mataji. Now, you are working, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
What is your designation?
I look after digital, Prabhuji.
You look after?
Digital banking.
Digital background. Okay. So, may I know who asked this question?
Nita, sure.
Nita Mataji. Mataji, now, what are you at home and what are you in office? The person is same.
Correct.
But the relationship, what you have at home and the relationship, what you have with your colleagues. That is the difference between Goloka and Vaikuntha Loka in a very simple plain English.
Understood.
Yeah, you have different rasas you can exchange with Krishna in Goloka. Yeah, Dasya Bhava, Sakya Bhava, Madhurya Bhava, Vatsalya Bhava. Whereas in Vaikuntha Loka, you are like a servitor. In a Dasya Bhava, you continue to serve. The person is same, Lord is same, but the Bhava is different. Right, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, understood.
Yeah,
So
thank
it's
you.
more transactional in
Yes.
Vaikuntha.
Yeah. So you can read the translation, please.
That which the Vedantas describe as unmanifested and unfailable, but which is known as the supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns. That is my supreme abode. Bhagavad Gita 8.1.
Yes. So here, Bhagavad Gita gives a light glimpse of how the Goloka Vrindavana is. There is a beautiful detailing of Goloka from Brahma Samhita, Shloka 5.29, which says, Chintamani prakara sadmasu kalpa vriksha lakshavriteshu surabhi abhipalayantam lakshmi sahasra sata sambrama sevayanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So this gives a beautiful explanation of our Goloka. It says Goloka is a Chintamani Dama, a place where all the desires are fulfilled and full of palaces of made of touchstone, and there is desire tree which will supply unlimited eatables upon demand, and there are Surabhi cows which will continuously, limitlessly supply this cow. And in this abode, hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis are serving the Supreme Lord. That is why Krishna is known as Akhilanda Koti Brahmanda Nayaka. Yeah. And then it also says this is the ultimate destination. The ultimate purpose of all of us is to go back to the Lord. That is where our home belongs. And it also says, one who attains this will never return to material world.
Prabhuji, sorry, one more question.
Yes,
I told that every jiva has a particular role in Goloka. Is
yes,
that correct? As in, you can be a servitor, or you can be a tree, or you can be whatever else.
Yes.
Is that, yeah.
Yes, Mataji. So what was the question?
No, is that the case? I mean,
Yes,
that
yes,
is
yes,
what.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, let us move to the next question. So I was expecting one question from the audience, which I always had, that it says that one who attained the supreme abode will never return back. And we also know that we were all there in Goloka, then how are we here?
Yes, Prabhuji, that is a question.
Yeah. So this is my question to the participants. Can you please clarify how is this happening?
We have decided to enjoy as if we are Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah. So we
We
were
became
envious.
envious of
We were
Krishna.
envious and we were envious. We wanted to enjoy outside Krishna and we are here. Now, here Bhagavad Gita says, now if I go back, then I will never return. Then how that is possible? That is the question. Will I not become again envious, or again I will not become to enjoy outside Krishna?
So Prabhuji, I had heard in one of the other Prabhuji saying that once a child touches fire, then next time again he won't put his hand in the fire because he knows it will burn. So it is similar. Once we've experienced this, we will never make that attempt.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, this is one part of the question, one part of the answer, sorry. The second part is Maya Devi is doing her job so nicely till the time she is convinced that I will not fall back again. She will not allow me to go back to Krishna. Yeah. Like once you become a doctor, then nobody can take out your certificate, right? You will always be a doctor. So that way, I may fall down, I may do the same mistake again, but Maya Devi will ensure that I will not fall back again. Only then I am going back to Krishna. So it is, though it is the easiest path, but we have to follow the process. And once we are completely fixed up in Krishna consciousness, only then we go back to Krishna. It is that important. So the description of the Goloka is described here. It is absolute in nature, and the Krishna's abode and Krishna is non-different. Krishna and Krishna's paraphernalia is non-different. Krishna and Krishna's name is non-different. Yeah. And it is eternal, free from birth and death. Infallible. Krishna's superior energy. So the material energy, the material world, it is always fallible, whereas once we go there, it is infallible. And unlimited bliss. Material world is Tukkalam, whereas the spiritual world is unlimitedly it is blissful, serving the Lord. So that is what the soul, when the sloka which I started with, Savai Pumsa Parodharmo, in that when we will get the actual happiness by serving the Lord, and in Goloka, in different rasas, we are always serving the Lord. That way we are always blissful. And it fulfills all the desires, all attractive, and it is unmanifested to the mundane eyes, and that is the supreme destination and place of no return. This is what the Goloka description is for all of us. There is one more last section, five more shlokas. So here, the supremacy of devotion in attaining the supreme. So here we talk about to attaining the supreme through the yoga mishra bhakti, that is through mystic yoga and by pure devotional service. We will see the comparison, and then we understand that bhakti yoga is the ultimate supreme to attain the Lord. Let us move further. Kirti Mataji, hope the attendance link has been shared.
I'm posting, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I'm posting.
Yeah, please, you can post, Mata. Okay. Now, let us move to the next shloka. Shanti Sudesh Mataji, can you please read the shloka for us?
Yes. Yatra kale chatva avritim chaiva yoginaha prayatayanti tam kalam yak pakshyami bharatarshava.
Thank you, Mataji. Aruna Mataji, can you please read the translation for us? Hare Krishna.
O best of the Bharata, I shall now explain to you the different times a yogi does not come back. Bhagavadgita 8.23. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So through this shloka, now Krishna is telling to Arjuna about different times at which, by passing from this world, what destination somebody is going to get. Yeah. But one thing we need to understand, the devotees who are selflessly serving the Lord, who are totally surrendered soul, do not care about what time they are leaving. In fact, they don't even care what is their destination. The actual pure devotees of the Lord, they are okay to go to the hell also, but the thing is they want to serve the Lord even in the hell. So they are not bothered what time they'll...
461
Hare Krishna. When you are not talking, please keep on mute. Yeah, so the point what we are trying to say is, this is what the difference what we said. The yogis who are practicing different paths, they have some expectations. Whereas the devotees who are practicing bhakti yoga, they have no expectation. So they are not bothered what time they are leaving, how they are leaving. They want to just serve the Lord. Yeah. Whereas the different times are being discussed in further slokas. So the karma yogis or jnana yogis, ashtanga yogis must leave the body at a suitable time to attain the spiritual platforms. And what it said is, if a yogi is perfectly done, at least somebody has taken Ashtanga Yoga or Jnana Yoga, if they have done, at least they will attain in certain particular time. Otherwise, they are all depending on accidental passing away of some time. So in next sloka, we will discuss more on that particular this particular topic. So Shweta Mataji, are you able to unmute now and recite, read the translation?
Those who know the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fairy god in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fortnight of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. 8.25. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back.
Thank you, Mataji. I will give chance to Aruna Mataji. 8.26, can you please unmute and read, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead. 8.26.
26. No, it is not in the screen. Prabhuji.
Right hand side. Right hand side on the image. According to the Vedic opinion, can you see?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
According to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world. One is light and one is darkness. When one passes in the light, it does not come back. But when one passes in darkness, he returns. Bhagavadgita 8.26. Hare Krishna. Thanks, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So here, the pure devotees who are in Krishna consciousness have no fear, of returning. Whether he leaves the body in auspicious time or inauspicious time, by accident or by arrangement of the Lord, he is not bothered. Whereas the people who are practicing this mystic yoga are always anxious what time they're leaving, what time is it auspicious, non-auspicious. Yeah. In third canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni mentions that those who are expert in fruitive activities, so they know what time to leave, and after death, what happens? They get the higher planets, that is, they attain moon at the time of death, and there they, based on the material calculation, they live up to 10,000 years, and they enjoy living there, drinking somarasa, and eventually they have to come back. And it is said through the purport, when we read Srila Prabhupada's purport, many yogis are practicing this, trying for such material pleasures. They do this practice, go to moon, enjoy and come back. The same description is also there in Acharya Baldeva Vidyabhushan in Chandogya Upanishad. It says, those who are fruitive laborers or philosophical speculators, from time immemorial, constantly they go and come back, but they do not attain the ultimate liberation. They will never surrender to Krishna. They want to enjoy, continue to enjoy, and they are continually doing such practices. Many mystic yogis is what we understand from Prabhupada's purport. So here in this slide, it says that the yogis and jnanis, they live in light. What they attain is Brahma Jyoti. And the Karma Kandis, when they live in darkness, they attain heavenly planets, enjoy, and then come back. Whereas the devotees, not bothered what time they are leaving, they are always engaged in service of the Lord, and as a result, they are attaining the Krishna Loka. We will now move to the next sloka. Who is to recite the sloka? Chanda Yadav Mataji, can you please recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Naiti Shruti Partha Jan ज्ञानयोगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन। हरे
Thank you,
कृष्ण।
Mataji. Madhura Manashi Mataji, can you please read the translation for us?
Hare Krishna. Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Bhagavadgita 8.27. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. So here, Krishna again clarifying all of us through Arjuna that don't be bewildered. Now we got to know there is a time to pass. What happens if I don't pass in that particular time? Right? So Krishna here advising Arjuna that one should not be disturbed by different paths the soul can take when leaving the material world. Devotees of the Supreme Lord should not worry whether he is departing by the arrangements or accident. And devotee, what is expected is to firmly fix up in Krishna consciousness and chant the holy name, engage in devotional service, keep Krishna in center, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That way, Krishna will take care rest of the thing. So that is the best way. So what is expected is to dovetail everything, all our activities in service of Krishna. So in this context, there's a beautiful sloka in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.255, which says, Anasaktasya Vishayam Yataram Upayunjato Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe Yukta Vairagya Uchate. So what is Yukta Vairagya? We have discussed this before. Does anybody remember what is Yukta Vairagya?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Accepting everything which is favorable for the service of Krishna Prabhuji,
Yes, Mataji.
and rejecting which is unfavorable.
Correct. So, what is Markata Vairagya? It is said that Falgu Vairagya, that you leave everything and then go to a secluded place and try to meditate. So that renunciation is not recommended. What renunciation is recommended is Yukta Vairagya. Yukta Vairagya is you accept everything which can be utilized in service of the Lord and reject everything which will take you away from lotus feet of the Lord. So this is what is important. This is how we have to live our life till the last breath of our life. So with this, we come to the last sloka for the day. Saheli Bose Mataji, you want to read this?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji. Bhagavad-Gita 8.28. Videshu yajneshu tapyeshu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pratishtam yat yeti tat sarvam idam vititva yogi param satanam upaiti chadyam. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Taruni Mataji, can you read the translation for us?
Yes, Prabhuji. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from the studying the Vedas, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. And the end, he reaches the supreme abode.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So this is the last sloka which summarize the chapter 7 as well as chapter 8. We are discussing about devotional service. Okay, deals particularly with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. So we understood devotional service is the only assured and easiest way to go back to the supreme abode. Going by our Vedic scriptures, what is prescribed? By following Varnashrama Dharma, one has to follow the Brahmacharya principles. Up to the age of 25, he has to maintain strict celibacy, read the scriptures, and then enter Grihastha and through Grihastha he has to follow all the charity, austerities, and then after 50 years, he has to renounce all the household activities and away from sense enjoyment. He has to try to do various tapasyas and then finally take sannyasa. So this is the path process which is been given. But the beauty of Krishna consciousness is that Prabhupada says just by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all these rituals, different orders of life. Yeah. So just by keeping Krishna, doing all the activity for the pleasure of Krishna, we can surpass all these orders. Now, how do we do this? One of the most important thing is association of devotees. We are away from devotees trying to practice. Most of the time what happens when we are away from Krishna, away from devotees, then we are acting based on our mental speculations. Our actions are led by our mind, and our mind will take us away from Krishna, away from devotional service. It will never take us to Krishna because the mind is not controlled at this stage. As we know, mind is the worst enemy of us. It can take us to the darkest region of hell, away from Krishna. So, most importantly, we need to practice this in association of devotees. Mind brings up so many commitments in our life. The smallest of commitment, the easiest thing we do is to drop attending classes or compromising on our sadhana. So when you are in association of devotees, whenever you are bewildered, they will guide you as per the scriptures, as per they have received the knowledge from their spiritual master. So the first and foremost thing is to be in association of devotees. And then what? I'm giving you a very important path how we need to practice Krishna consciousness. Please make note of these things. In association of devotees, then the next process is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. We have already discussed the 9 stages and process of devotional service, right? And chanting of holy name, the importance of chanting of holy name. And then with little faith in Bhagavad-Gita, one should learn the knowledge of Bhagavad-Gita in association of devotees. Even chapter 4, it confirms only a devotee can understand Bhagavad-Gita. Somebody just takes up Bhagavad-Gita and just read. Yes, still some purification will happen, but he has to follow all the process. But when you are in association of devotees and reading Bhagavad-Gita, then the realization comes. This realization is coming through our Guru Parampara. I don't give any of my realization. Whatever I heard from my spiritual master, my Siksha Gurus, applying this in my own life, I share my experiences. So association of devotees, sadhu sangha, we have discussed. And what happens through sadhu sangha? The anartha nivrati. All the impurities is getting purified, and then we fix up in Krishna consciousness. And as we progress, we get Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Prema, we fix up, right? So I wish to conclude with 2 important takeaways for today's session. One is, when Krishna was there in Dwapara Yuga, how many realized Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Not many. Everybody thought Krishna is an ordinary person like me and you. Very few fortunate people could realize Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead when Krishna was present. Similarly, in Kali Yuga, Krishna is present in the holy names. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. How many of us realizing this when we are chanting? Yes, we are chanting. The quantity is there. But where is the quality? How many of us realize that it is a direct appointment with Krishna? We have shared this example many times. If there is some celebrity at home, how much importance, how much attention we give to that celebrity in his service. Even half the attention if we give in our chanting, lot of anarthas will purify much faster than what is happening now. So the attentive chanting is important. That is one of the key takeaway. Second important thing, to take up this devotional service very seriously, what is important? What is that one thing which is important for us to take up this devotional service, this spiritual path very seriously? Most of you know the answer. Let me see who gives me this answer. What is that first thing required for us to progress in Krishna consciousness?
Shravanam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, what?
Shravanam.
Shravanam, Kirtanam, yes, that is one side, the process.
Shraddha, Prabhuji, please.
Yes,
Hare
yes.
to
Shraddha.
understand
Shraddha,
that we
bhava,
are
and the time.
written.
Yes, yes. Shraddha is the answer. Faith. Yeah,
Prabhuji, humility.
that will all come later, Mataji. First, what is required is Shraddha, faith.
Yes,
The first step
yes.
of devotional practice. Yeah, Shraddha. We all are here. We all have faith. It is not that we don't have faith. That is why Sunday morning you all have taken time to come to attend this class, to listen the glories of the Supreme Lord, glories of Bhagavadgita. Shraddha is there. Yeah. But I say it is little Shraddha is there. When I look myself, I don't have Shraddha. Little somewhere it is there, but that unalloyed Shraddha is still not there. Now if Krishna comes and says, leave everything and come back to Goloka, I don't know whether I am ready to go back. Yeah. So where will that Shraddha comes? So I keep meditate. How will I get that Shraddha? The unalloyed devotional service, what we are doing. Even now, I am doing everything because I know this is Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. This is a material world. It is a place of misery. I want to break free from this. I want to do all these things. But when will I get to a stage where I do everything for the pleasure of the Lord? So how will we rise in that Shraddha?
With
Yeah?
knowledge, Prabhuji.
I will give you the answer, Mataji. We can continue to say there are many things will add up to Shraddha, but two important things which will help us to fix up in our Shraddha is Mahat Seva, Satan Kripa. Mahat Seva, serving the Mahajanas, serving the devotees of the Lord. How can we serve? In all our life, who is the most purest devotee we have come across in our life? Is Srila Prabhupada. Right? How can we serve Srila Prabhupada? Srila Prabhupada says that next 10,000 years I live through my books, attentively studying Srila Prabhupada books, understanding that and implementing in our life and distributing this knowledge. This book distribution is the key pillar of ISKCON Krishna consciousness movement. Distributing these books to as many conditioned souls. That way we can serve the Vaishnavas. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada is just one example I gave, but the point I want to try to drive is serving the devotees is one of the key aspect. And then by serving the devotees, Satam Kripa, the mercy will flow into our life. By their prayers, by their blessings, we get the mercy. With these two, our Shraddha will become fixed up. And that is where we progress in Krishna consciousness, the devotional service, the unalloyed devotional service, what we say. Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. So that will come when we fix up in devotional service, serving the devotees, and by their mercy, we can progress in devotional service. Yeah. So with this,
Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna.
your thought Hare Krishna Prabhuji. When you said the Shraddha and you said that if Krishna will come and he will ask me come, I'll take you, come with me. So you said I don't know whether I will go or not. So the point when you said that Krishna is here and he is asking, my heart said that yes, I will leave everything. But your point when you said whether I don't know whether I'll be able to go or not. So there my mind is stuck up. So there Krishna is saying, so you being a mother, how can you live? You have, many responsibility. After fulfilling only I can take you. But Prabhuji, my question is here that I'm asking Krishna, Krishna, my Shraddha is with you. So I'm least bothered about this world or my family because you are there and you have already determined each one of us that what we are going to do and how we are going to progress in that what why my family need me. You are there to look after. So please tell me, Prabhuji, I'm getting goosebumps. I'm very much, I can realize, I can feel that what is it is. It's really a thought going beyond.
Yes,
So,
Mataji. So I told from my side that am I ready or not, I don't know.
yes,
But
Prabhuji.
someday I wish to be in your space where I can be free from all my material attachments. And when Krishna comes with full confidence, I can say that yes, you are there, you will take care. I
So,
want to come back to
Prabhuji,
you.
as per the scriptures and whatever, I don't know, I know this much only, but you are there to guide us. So, is my mind and heart the Vijnana, my kosha is somewhere it is going in correct path because I don't think if I look after my family, so family after family, it is going to be, connectively, it will be on only. Then my dharma will not get over, the duty will not get over. So how to detach that?
Yes. So we said jnana, vijnana and jnana. We need to realize that we have taken millions and millions of births. Millions of family members were there in our lives. Yeah. Millions of birth. We had our father, mother, or children. Everybody were there. Where are they now? All this life, there is only one constant relationship. Paramatma within us has there with us, and continuously birth after birth he has guided to elevate to next level and brought us to this stage where we are realizing that Krishna Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabham. So Vasudeva Sarvamiti. So still we are reaching there, but Samahatma Sudurlabham. Very rarely we find such a person who says Krishna is everything. Yeah. So it is a gradual process. We are all progressing to reach to that stage.
Prabhuji, I want to share one experience and I have a question for you. Today in Mangalacharan, we all in Kirtana, we on the rhythm we dance, our body moves. So when Mataji said, ki Mataji, go with the group. So your steps should match to everyone. So today she gave this in my mind. So what happened? I was not connected to my Krishna. It was, I'm just looking that how the rhythm is going. And I tried to match. Then after the Mangalacharan, I said, Mataji, though you said I have taken whatever you have instructed, but I'm so sorry. I was not able to connect to my Krishna where my focus went, where you have said that you have to match with the rhythm. I don't want rhythm, I want Krishna. So she was laughing, Mataji, don't focus all this, do however you want to do.
Yes. Yes, Mataji. In fact, at very elevated level, we are not bothered about the surrounding. We just have to please the Lord. Yeah, we have to aspire. We should not imitate, but it should come within our heart. Yeah, if it is coming from your heart, just go with the flow, be humble. Very rarely we reach that stage. Be humble in that elevation and continue to inspire people around you in service of the Lord.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Any quick, so many things we discussed about devotional services. Any key takeaways? Only Chanda Mataji has shared. Any key takeaways from the session? And after this, we will roll out an open book assessment. Request you all to take up this very seriously and submit in time. You saw when the final assessment happened, everybody were missing out on some points to become the top 5. Yeah, all these things will counted. If we have submitted within the timeline or we have to extend your thing, all those things is being considered and sufficient time is given to all of you. So please take up that. And any realization, any quick questions, we will wind up the session after this.
Can I say one more thing, Prabhuji? I went to my village recently for 8 days. I was there with my mom and dad. So there they don't know about SCON, and it was nearby half an hour distance. There is a SCON. So I took all my family there, and the next day I explained everything like 4 o'clock and all the schedule. I explained them. My Chacha ji, the next day only he started going Mangala Sharan. He said ki तुम बेटी हो लेकिन you elevated us and you have connected me here, and he was he was so happy for that कि तुमने मुझे कहाँ पे जोड़ दिया.
Correct. Many times in preaching mission, we always have some kind of inhibitions, some shyness to introduce this to people. But those who take up will be grateful all their life. Okay, so we should, as said, the endeavors are ours, results are Krishna's. Somebody is taking, not taking, it is up to Krishna. But are you putting your endeavors is what Krishna sees. So we all have to put our endeavors towards that. Yeah. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhasya cha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrindi ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.